Hey friends, Danny here with the Brewing Neighbor. Our amber ale has been fermenting for about 2 weeks, and I believe today it is time to move this into the secondary fermenter. Behind me, I have everything sanitized and ready to go. This will be the first time I've done this in about 6 years, so let's get transferring. Alright, so I want to take a moment to share some notes with you. So I put this in a closet in my guest room because every room in my house has a lot of windows, and I didn't want any severe temperature fluctuation. So this was in a closet where there was no windows. I've kept my air on, I've kept my thermostat on auto ever since then. It's been at 70. You can see we have some residue from our hops and otherwise from when this thing was foaming. If we go down here to the bottom, we got some dead yeast. This is a bottling bucket that doubles as all the other buckets. I never saw this kick off like I expected it to. You'll see we do have a good, if I press on it, just very gently, we do have a good seal. I was very concerned that something had gone wrong, and I decided, for the sake of the journey and learning, to just let it go. I didn't crack it open to give it a smell test or anything. I think everything has gone okay. We are about to find out. So yeah, the Northern Brewer bottling bucket that doubles as a fermenter worked really well. Pretty pleased with that. Let's pop this thing open and get it transferred to our secondary, and then we're going to let it clarify and everything. Yeah, cool. Okay, so little different setup here than I'm used to. I actually don't remember what I used to do, but I got a stool set up here with our secondary fermenter, our primary fermenter / bottling bucket. Up top, we're going to use this siphon, which you prime it with the cane hook, but once it is primed, it needs gravity to transfer liquid from a high level to a lower level. So if you did it with 2 containers on the same level, it would go for a little bit, but once the levels equalize, you won't have flow anymore. So yeah, I got everything sanitized, including all of the internals of the tube, and the cane hook are the airlock we're using this time is the one that came with this fermenter, and I do like this style a little better. This one here, not my favorite, but worked with this, and we're trying new stuff. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. First, trying to be gentle here. I don't want to create a vacuum and suck all that into our... This is beer. This is no longer wort. Wort is unfermented beer. This theoretically has alcohol in it. So, come on, that thing's in there. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to set this aside. Let's go ahead. This thing has a crazy seal. Oh man. Let's get that first whiff. Oh, that smells so good. Big fan of that. Goodness, this has got a seal on it. Okay. What do you think of that? pretty good. We've got some floaties. Let me see if I can dial you in. This is all of our dead yeast. So we had a good fermentation. I just didn't witness it. I bet you this all happened while I was asleep or something, and it was a quick one. This US-05 yeast is a real trooper. So yeah, this is our secondary fermenter. I think I'd like, in one of the brews coming up, I'd like to get a true primary fermenter, which I like the ones that are colored instead of clear. But they're the same capacity, but they're wider diameter and shorter. That probably doesn't actually matter, but the point of the secondary fermenter being tall and skinny is it gives you more elevation for all of your particles to filter down, and it just gives you a clearer beer, and that's kind of what I'm going for. This doesn't look too bad. I don't know. I'm sorry, I got on my soapbox there, guys. I'll get off of it, and let's start racking some beer into our secondary. So here's our tube. I did sanitize this with the powder that came with the kit. Not a huge fan of that. We'll get into that later. That's not what this video is about. We're gonna get our rack going here, and I made a terrible mess. I think my shirt finally dried out, but I didn't get this on enough, and when I was cycling the sanitizer through there, well, needless to say, things happened and I had to get the mop. But listen, you'll have that. So I think that's okay. Now, we're not trying to introduce air at this point. So I'm just going to go gently to the bottom. I'm going to come up a little bit so that we're not sucking up the dead yeast. And very gently I'm going to get it primed. One more time maybe. There we go. You can see the flow a little bit. And look at that color. Coming around nicely. Yeah. If I let my hand down to the bottom, this would pick up all that crud from there. And the whole idea behind moving this to the secondary is to leave that crud behind. So we're doing that. And I'm not trying to be your beer professor. The whole point of this channel is I'm trying to bring you guys with me on my journey. Back into it. And I'm just sharing some tidbits of what I haven't forgot. This smells so good. This is going to be a good one, I think. I've been sampling a few other amber ales from local breweries. Picked up an amber ale from Mad Tree that was super good. Well balanced. I think that's kind of the one that I aspire to right now. Picked a few other ones and didn't write them down. I went to a local one, a real local one, brand new one, Cartridge Brewing, here in Morrow, Ohio. Used to be an old cartridge factory that they turned into brewery. Had their amber ale. It was all right. Had their cheeseburger. It was all right. It's a little cloudy, but we're doing pretty good. And this is going to let anything that we are transferring out filter out of the bottom. So I think by just adding this one step from the kit that we bought is really going to up our game. Oop, went a little too high there. Well, that's my bad. I don't want a lot of waste. So I'm going to go as low as I can before we start sucking up debris. Got a little bit there. We'll keep it right here. And that looks like all we're going to get from this. Actually, this might be a really cool cane. If I'm all the way on the bottom, it looks like the vent is elevated, so I didn't have to hold it the whole time. But here we go. There's our beer. Got little floaties in there. Down to 4.5 gallons. So there's about a half a gallon left in there. Look at all that schmutz I was telling you about. That's all dead yeast. Look at that. Ew. But that means it worked. So now, what we're going to do, gently remove our siphon tube. Got our sanitized bucket. You always want to pay attention to where your grommet is. If you put your airlock where it could hit the handle, that's no bueno. So you want to index it. If your handle's at 9 and 3, you want your grommet at 12 or 6, or vice versa. We're going to go ahead, get this sealed up. Make sure you got a good seal. That is important. And now we're going to take our airlock, fill it up to the line with sanitizer. Get a nice seal. Okay. Take this little buoy. I don't know if it's called a buoy. For all intents and purposes, it's a buoy. That goes over there. That creates an airlock. See? Get your cap. Clips on there. I'm going to let this do its thing for probably another 2 weeks or so. Can't really check on this one at all since it's solid plastic instead of clear. But I think we're going down the right path. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to taste this. We're getting there. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today, everybody. I'll see you next time when we're bottling this. See ya.